Welcome back, y'all. I'm Dale Jackson. Thank you very much for being here. Now, look, right now we're going to discuss the absolutely brilliant response that Matt Walsh gave to Media Matters trying to cancel him. Why were they trying to cancel him? Well, you've heard all about it. Vanderbilt Medical Center was doing transition surgeries on young people, and he was rightly upset about it. Living in that area, he spoke out against it, and the end result was Vanderbilt said to the Tennessee legislature, okay, look, we're going to follow the law, which is great. So now Tennessee has to change the law as Alabama and other states have done. So because he was effective at this, just like anyone, when you're over the target, you start receiving fire. So Matt Walsh did. On top of this, he has been out there leading the fight on stuff like this for quite some time. You've heard about his book, Johnny the Walrus, and then there is the movie, What is a Woman? He works with Ben Shapiro in the Daily Wire, and he's very lucky for that. We'll get into that here in just a bit. Anyway, they tried to cancel him. How did they try to cancel him? Well, they came out and said that when he was a shock jock talk show host in a very small market in Delaware, which I can relate to because I was a small market talk show host in Panama City at one point in time, he said and did things that the people at Media Matters, they came out and they said, hey, look at all this bad stuff he did. Shouldn't we cancel this guy? Shouldn't we take him out? I mean, isn't it time that Matt Walsh get pushed off the air? Well, Matt Walsh saw their reports, and they were incredibly lame. But he saw their reports, their attempted cancellation, and he responded. And he responded brilliantly. So we're going to go through it, and then I'll tell you why he was able to do this and why he benefits in a way that a lot of people don't. Let's look at Matt Walsh's response. Roll it.
So here's my official answer for the record. Kiss my ass.
Absolutely brilliant start. Just absolutely brilliant start. Telling these people that he is not going to cave to them. He is not going to listen to them. He's not going to take them seriously. And I think in a longer response, I think on his radio show, he said that they found the hidden fact that he was at one time 25 years old. And that's essentially what they did. If you haven't seen this, go read it at Media Matters. It's worth looking at the anatomy of a smear job here. But telling him to kiss his ass, telling him to piss off, absolutely brilliant stuff from the very beginning, and he lays it out so well. Continue.
I do not apologize. In fact, by all rights, you sick freaks should be the ones apologizing to me for lying and defaming me, and doing it all because I'm trying to prevent you from sexually mutilating children.
Keep in mind, that is what this is all about. It is about people being upset with him because he may have had a real issue with the way they are behaving and what they've been doing to children at that medical facility. That's why they wanted to take him out. Let's continue.
You damned monsters. You child-abusing psychopaths. I wouldn't apologize to you soulless parasites if I had a gun to my head. Instead, I'd rather just tell you all to piss off.
It's exactly what they deserve. It's nice to see somebody doing it and saying it.
I apologize for nothing. I concede nothing. I will never surrender even a single inch of ground to a pitchfork mob of degenerate morons. You know, the secret they never say out loud is that nobody is truly canceled unless they consent to it and they willingly play their assigned roles. Well, I do not consent, and I'm not going to play the game.
Now, this is absolutely brilliant. Like I said before, maybe I'm gushing a little bit about this, but remember this. He has a big advantage. His boss is Ben Shapiro. He works for the Daily Wire, but there's a lesson here in all of this, and the lesson, I think, is very clear. And other media companies should take note of this. Do not give an inch on these things. When somebody calls you and says, oh, one of your employees said X, Y, and Z, you would say, well, if you disagree with him, why don't you pick up the phone and give him a call or write a letter or record a podcast or do something. You don't go out and try to destroy somebody because they disagree with you politically, no matter what it is. Now, you can destroy them rhetorically, But the attempt here was to marginalize Matt Walsh to the point where he's not allowed to do his job anymore. Marginalize him to the point where he is not able to work, and therefore he has to stop doing what he's doing and figure out another way to make a living. Now, you may say, boo-hoo, boo-hoo, Matt Walsh, he's written books, he has a movie, he's all this stuff. He works for the Daily Wire, he has a very popular podcast. All these things. You could say all those things. But the attempt to attack a livelihood is something they have done very effectively. That's the reason why you don't hear musicians, except for Kanye West, why you don't hear athletes saying anything conservative or even remotely that goes against the popular narrative in our culture. And the reason is they will come after them and try to cancel them. We had a country music star, Jason Aldean, who lost but lost sponsors for his events. His agency dropped him because of something his wife said. It's crazy. And every one of us should think that this is absolutely crazy and say no to this. But not all of us work for the Daily Wire. And I'm not begrudging Matt Walsh for this. People should be learning from what the Daily Wire does and say, piss off. Kiss my ass. We're not going to do this. You're not going to treat us this way. And it's very unfortunate that we do not see enough employers backing their employers like the Daily Wire does. So congratulations to Matt Walsh. This is a great response. And he is a lucky man for where he works. And hopefully more people will take him up on this. The Media Matters smear was pathetic. And Matt Walsh responded to it brilliantly. Thank you very much for watching. We'll talk to you soon.